What's up, guys? It's Zycap, and welcome to Minecraft Hardcore. Waking up on day 11, the very first thing that I want to do is I want to harvest some of these crops. I've been growing this wheat for a project. Today we're going to work on the first automatic farm in this factory, the cow crusher, and while it's not quite automatic, it is extremely essential, and this is probably the best way to harvest your cows in Minecraft. In order to set these up, we need to finish the second level. Now, obviously we could go ahead and start throwing our farms in here, but I kind of want to keep this design that I've got going where, you know, we've got this nice oak roof and, you know, the grass growing down here. With the stone walls, I want to make everything cohesive, so we're going to start by quarrying out this floor and replacing it with dirt so that grass can grow. While I was at it, I also decided to include a little path of these little red bricks. I thought that they matched the decor quite nicely, and we start placing this dirt in. We'll connect it with a couple more blocks, and this grass will continue to grow and spread throughout this level. So this is going to be kind of our farming level. This is where we're going to keep our animals and our crops. So I thought kind of a naturalistic look would work pretty well for down here. One of the items that we're going to need for the cow crusher to work is going to be a dispenser, and a dispenser requires a bow to craft, and we currently don't have any bows because we've had a pretty strong aversion to the bad guys up so far. So I'm out here and I'm looking for a spider. Now I know that I want to build at least 2 of these cow crushers, so I need to get enough string to build 2 bows, right? I've got 2 string back in the house. I get 2 string from this drop right here. And I kind of got to deal with this skeleton while I'm dealing with this spider, but you know, that's not too bad. Luckily, just in those 2 kills right there, we get enough string that we're able to go back in for the night. I work on expanding the little sugarcane farm / road that I've got just growing around the beach right here. The idea that we're really working towards here is we need a lot of books to make a library and get some high level enchants. The 2 pieces required to make books are going to be leather from cows and paper, which you make from sugarcane. And typically sugarcane is a lot easier to get, which is why I can just kind of throw down a row right here. I don't need to build a specific sugarcane farm. We should be fine on paper. It's so easy to just plant more sugarcane if we need it that I'm not really too worried about it. But the addition of a cow crusher to our farms is going to solve that whole leather issue, which is the entire thing that usually holds me back from getting those high level 30 enchantments. Can't make a cow crusher without cows, but while I was out looking for them, I found these guys again. Kind of tired of their presence, I decided that it would be the good time to take care of them. I tried to let them shoot each other with their own arrows as long as I could, and just bide my time behind this shield. But the truth is, you know, we're gonna have to get in there and do the dirty work ourselves. So give it a second here and we'll get some jump crits on these guys and start to clear them out. Thankfully, we've got the iron armor, which is providing us some pretty good protection, but once again, you know, without this shield, there is no way that we would have been able to fight these guys. We're lucky enough to get ourselves a crossbow drop, and we get affected with bad omen for killing the Bannerman. Now that we've found some cows, I decided to go ahead and drink a bucket of milk to get rid of this bad omen effect before I start bringing them back to the base. Bringing these cows back to the base is definitely a labor of love, but it's a necessary one to make the progress that we need. Pushing these cows down into the base, they're officially locked in, and it gives us all the time that we need to get them down onto the second floor. I tried to use the trapdoor trick to get them to just walk in easily, but ended up just having to push them myself, which wasn't too bad, at least in comparison to getting them in the actual crusher. To build the cow crusher, I go ahead and start by digging out this little 3x3 area, since I can place these blocks down in the ground. So fill in the borders with the polished granite. Take a chest and put it in the front for easy access, and connect a hopper to the chest. Build up one more layer of the polished granite with a slab over the chest. This prevents the cows from getting out from the front, and put a dispenser back one level above the chest. I'm using half slabs here just because I hadn't gone to get more polished granite from the mines down below yet. The process of getting the cows into the crusher actually took me the entirety of day 12 as well. It had been a minute since I'd done this, and they really don't want to fall in, but the number one tip is that you definitely want to have this dispenser in place because that's what makes it easier for the cow to actually fall in. Once both cows have fallen in, it's really easy. Just throw your oak fence on top, and then you can remove these blocks that I used to guide them in. Build a little area behind it. If you're building in a corner, kind of like I am, you put a little area back here, and the cows will be more willing to follow you back. So go ahead and fix the damages that we've done, and we'll go ahead and get started on building the second one. Oh, can't forget this last step. Add a button and some redstone, and that will allow you to dispense the water bucket. And what happens is the cows float up to the top. You feed them a little bit of wheat, and once the maximum number of cows that can be in this blocks have been reached, it will just kill the big ones, leave the babies, and you have this little constant area or constant supply of cows without ever having to breed an entire pen full. I know I've had situations where I had like 40 or 50 cows and it was a nightmare and it kills your performance and everything. But if you do this, then you'll never run out of cows, and you'll always kind of have this like perfect number where you can breed them and get the leather and everything that you want. And it just makes everything a lot easier. On day 13, I worked on constructing the second cow crusher, and being as I had just struggled so much with the first one, I can guarantee you that this time it was going to be a lot easier. I went ahead and prepared all the granite that I needed in advance, built it all up, still placing slabs just out of accident, but it is what it is. Go ahead and get our dispenser with a water bucket into the back. Day 14, I started by going out and getting us 2 more cows for the second cow crusher. Just my personal experience, it's not that you really need 2 of these. You could totally get by with 1, but typically when I'm trying to build my library, what ends up being the limiting reagent ends up being leather. So trying to plan ahead, I decided that I would go ahead and build 2, and each individual one takes up 3 blocks, and I had 7 blocks of space, so it was kind of just the perfect amount of space to slam 2 cow crushers against that wall and build a little stairway up to that button, and so that I could easily feed them. I was able to get the cows in a lot easier this time. Risked one little escapee, but just kind of slapped him back into place, and it was only a moment of time before he would inevitably fall down here. I went ahead and put that block to make sure that he wouldn't escape, and just kind of took my time with this. Last thing I want is a bunch of escapee cows roaming the cabin, right? He follows it right to the wheat, drops down in the hole, and that is the second cow crusher complete. We are now all set and ready to farm. I'm really starting to like it down here. I think it's nice. It might just be a square, truth be told, but I'm really liking this build so far. I think that it's got character. Still finding little bits and pieces that I need to fix, like this sandstone, but it's nice. I'm liking this a whole lot. I'm loving the look of the grass and the wooden ceiling, the nice look out into the ocean, and this place is already becoming really efficient. Day 15, I start by preparing to head back down into the mines, crafting myself a new iron pick, a new shield, and a new bucket. We've used all of the iron that we had in our stores, and it's definitely time to go for another mining trip. With plenty of fish and torches in our inventory, we are just trying to light up all the dark spaces and collect any iron that we're lucky enough to come across. And man, let me tell you what, we were coming across the mother lode. There was iron everywhere further in this cave. This was a really, really large cave. This is probably my first time doing some spelunking ever since the new caves update. And man, let me tell you what, not only is there are a lot more resources to be acquired down here, but there is a lot more bad guys to fight. You can see right here, 2 iron veins right next to each other. There's probably more stuff over there. There's literally, this is a sprawling cave in every single direction. And, you know, here we go. Skeleton, creeper. Use our shield to block the hit, and just keep going. It was all I could do to clear out one pack of enemies, and I found another one somewhere else. I tried to clear out this water to give myself a little bit of a safer path down. The last thing that I want is to run into these mobs and then have to fight the water while I'm running away from them. I also continue to use the skeletons against themselves. Whenever skeletons shoot, if they hit another enemy, there's a pretty good chance that that enemy will turn on them. So right there you see I kind of let the spiders weaken up these skeletons, makes it a lot safer for me to go in and just take these guys out. And then you see we've got more iron down here, and we're starting to get down into this this deep slate, I believe it's called, and they're just still down there. Another skeleton. Further down there, more creepers, more skeletons. This was truly the most dangerous cave that I think I've ever explored. But as is usually the case, where there are dangers, there is treasure. We were finding gold and redstone and, you know, unfortunately no diamonds, but, you know, right here, what is that? Like a vein of like 6 gold. Consider the 2 that we've got back in the chest, and right there, we've already got a golden apple. That'd be the first of the run, right? Incredibly useful item that can save your life in a pinch. I move over here to this other side of the cave. I'd had my eyes on these 3 creepers for quite some time, and it was finally time to deal with them. Fighting on an uneven level like this is always extremely difficult, but, you know, just let the shield do the work. Go ahead and harvest up some of this iron and some of this redstone, but first let's go ahead and make sure to illuminate the path down here. When I discovered there was a witch. And that's hardcore world number 1, guys. As disappointing as it is to die on day 15, maybe day 16, you know, that is the nature of the game, right? We didn't make it to diamonds even in this series, but we'll get them in the next one. I think probably the most unfortunate part of this whole loss is not getting to go and explore that woodland mansion. You know, I thought that was pretty unique about this world. But this is what we sign up for when we play hardcore. The thrill of starting a new world and seeing what's in it. As cool of a world as this was, there's a lot of things that we're missing. It was really hard to find diamonds. We really struggled with this cave down here. There were no shipwrecks to explore. There were no villages nearby. So it's not to say it certainly wasn't the perfect world. And the questions are, what do we take away from this? What could we have done better? You know, obviously one thing was, you know, maybe we should have checked for the witch, but it was so dark that I really couldn't see it, and a witch is a much more dangerous enemy than even a creeper to encounter. You can't block their splash attacks. And that's why I made sure to get rid of that one earlier on in the series that spawned near our house. Had I known he was there, I definitely wouldn't have gone, but I didn't even know that ledge was above us. Anyways, I appreciate everybody's support on this series. I hope you guys are looking forward to the next hardcore world, because I certainly am. And Let's cross our fingers. I think that we can take the lessons learned in this one and get a whole lot farther next time. Till then, guys, I'm Zykath. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.